Let's see if everything's working. Let's see if everything's working. Oh, I can hear myself twice. That's okay. That's alright. Okay. Time to put on some music. What are we gonna go with today? What are we gonna go up with today? Hidden Gems 4, some kind of Gandalf. Low poly ethereal intelligent DMB mix, guys. Good morning, Logan! Sup, sup, sup. Yeah. So, today we got a lot of things to work on. I did some scenarios yesterday, still far away from finished, so this is gonna be interesting. But that's the thing that's gonna make every run feel unique. Because what I wanna do is, for example, I want to add a scenario when suddenly, when you craft a thing, mobs spawn somewhere and they go towards the forge, they want to see what's going on. Maybe an NPC in distress, that he gets a command that he has to run towards you and some mobs are chasing him. That feels kind of real. And if you save him before he dies, he can give you something, and so on. So Logan, you say not much, trying to get a spreadsheet figured out. I'm not good at this. What do you mean with spreadsheet? Like tables, rows, and so on? Okay, now this class grew a lot. Was ducking myself with it a bit. Wait by spawn direction type. What is that? Do I even use this? Aha, this is for camera. Edge floor filtering. I think this should be under the group. Huh. Aha, you're trying to get a master library that populates from selected rows in other tabs. Aha. Well, that's... It's always fun to work with that, right? Challenging new stuff. I don't have a doubt you're gonna make it, man. Spawn. And this can be here. Quantity limits, max spawned units, that's okay, units per spawn. Okay. Well, I don't know if I want to even have groups. Command issue and spawn. There's just another unimportant tab. Moving it. Spawn position, this one seems to be good. Okay. Cleaning it a bit up. Quantity and limits, not needed. The way I'd like to do abilities is turning out more complex a problem than I initially thought it. There's a meme for that. We're not... Ooh, just a second, I want to find a meme. See, buddy? This, Logan. This. We do this not because it is easy, but because we thought it would be easy. That's how it goes. It's always like that. command. Okay. Spawn position. And while I already have everybody like that, I'm gonna keep these as well here. Minimum radius and tiles from area origin. Max, okay. POI node name, I don't use this anymore anywhere because I'm using POI type somewhere. Target type, right? Yep, exactly. I don't have to use node name. But could I? I could additionally name something like that. Yeah, that's adding another layer of complexity. Private state, that's okay. And here it is okay for now. Yeah, that's always what happens, you know. Rule of thumb in software development is that if you estimate something, you have to multiply it by 2 to get approximately good enough timeline when you're planning on doing something. But in my case, I have to multiply it by 4. It's not something I can brag on, but yeah, because it sucks. Especially if you don't have everything laid out. Like if you would know 100% what system do you need, everything and so on, estimation would be good. But when you design and develop at the same time, those things go out of scope really super fast. Okay. Now I believe that this unit spawner level scenario, let me just see what's the logic in it. I do spawn, and I do spawn in custom process scenario. Let's see. Huh. Now the problem with this will be, well, I have an okay idea of the system coming up with the restriction and overall corners of the game they can touch is just a lot of typing. I feel you. I feel you. On custom level loaded, I do this thing here. Spawn direction type weighted list. What is that? The spawn direction. That was, I was basically doing this early on was actually a scenario where I wanted to just have enemies constantly spawn, but without them spawning, you know, on you when you're playtesting a generated level. So by default, the system was actually spawning enemies out of the camera, out of the bounce. So you didn't feel like, yeah, no, something can jump in front of you or behind you and that's it. And now I've extended on it a bit because I want to have different type of spawns. And by spawn types, if I go to the spawn type, I've decided that we're gonna have unit weighted list, squad, entity, and entity weighted list. So this is basically what it's gonna spawn. And then spawn selection type, this is where it's gonna place it. It's random, round robin, random no repeat. Round robin was used in the spawn itself. So if I had something pre-assigned, then it actually tried to get spawn points. But current spawn points don't make any sense here. So the spawn points round robin will get dropped soon. because that was in the spawner itself, but here we don't have a clear reference to that. But random no repeat, that's also for the those thingies. This one. Around spawn in circle. And around spawn on circle edge. These are the things. Oh no, this is a wrong one. Sorry. Here I had another one. Camera edge around player around point of interest. So what I want to test out now is an example that if I craft something, I'd like an enemies to spawn, let's say 10 tiles from the forge, and I like to add them attack move on the forge, which means that they kind of come to the place where we are. But I have to figure out what I was messing here yesterday with. Because basically what I used was, I used my old spawn system that I have here. I had this earlier, copied it, pasted, and dropped some stuff in here. So yeah, it's a duplication, but this belongs to a node and this belongs to the resource. And the resource and the node, they don't have the same accessibilities, if that makes sense. Now what we're gonna do is this one, POI type. I should have none. Not here, but here. So spawn position, spawn area type can be this, this or that, and then I appropriately close the ones that I don't need. Makes sense, but problem with this default custom process scenario was that it was always spawning stuff on each tick. And now what I want to do is kind of, if I take a look at scenario, resource, scenario state, not started. Do I set it here? I don't set any finished condition, but yesterday I was working on some scenario. Which one was it? Damn it, my memory today is bad. I think we had some kind of a challenge room reveal. Here I set it to scenario finished. Okay. So I do it in custom process scenario. So I would also have to have somewhere a repetition. How many times I should spawn? I think that the count is somewhere in the base class. Max times to tick. And then I have protected times ticked. Yeah. So this condition should be also somewhere on here, in here. What I'm gonna do here is actually create a base function that's gonna return bool, and not can start, but it's gonna be like public bool can process. And we're gonna take in level, which is okay. And some of the basic logic, like we have here regarding the count and so on, is gonna be handled in here. For example, if we have times ticked, I do this somewhere here. Aha. Actually, I do this already here. Because here I override custom process, right? Let me recall it. Do spawn happens in custom process scenario, yes. But anyway, this can be much prettier if you ask me. So if we have can process, by default we're gonna return true. And we're gonna slap this thing here. Let me just see the conditions. So we check if we have max times to tick more than 0. That means that there's a restriction there. And if times ticked is more than max times to tick. Okay, scenario state finish. That's okay. But I'm not sure if I should set this to finished here. Finished setting should be independent from the child class. Or no, actually it could be here. It makes sense. Return false. But no, this is just a condition check. It shouldn't affect anything here. Like this. Then I say can process is gonna replace this. So this is what's going on in here. The first check. Then I have custom tick rate. I'm gonna get rid of this. And because I really don't want to use the custom tick rate. I'm always gonna use 1 second, don't need anything else. Really, I don't need it. It just adds an overhead. Like this. Yo, 23. It goes well, it goes well. Working on the custom scenarios a bit more. I think this is gonna give the essence to the game, you know. Like we worked on yesterday. Now, I was thinking about different stuff. Like, for example, one of the points of interest we're gonna add in the later biomes is definitely gonna be a mimic. A treasure. You go there, it looks empty or something. Or has somebody guarding it, and then, yeah, if you interact with it, something will spawn and the treasure chest will disappear. Then I wanted to add damsel in distress or something like that. That, for example, if, I don't know, if you are in the upper biome for 3, 4, 5 minutes, there's a chance that an NPC runs towards you who is friendly, an ally like, but he's being chased by somebody. And if they don't kill him, or kill her, or whatever, you'll get a reward or something like that. Then I wanted to do something for bunnies or dens. If you destroy all of the dens, I want to spawn something. If you destroy all the bunnies, you know, each biome, something interactive, so that I throw a curveball to the player always. But okay, custom tick rate, I'm gonna remove this one. Don't want it, don't really use it anywhere. It's just an overhead. But this year, I'm gonna check out. What is that? Time since last process scenario. I don't use this anywhere either. Time passed is here. Let's say, for example, I should have tick limit somewhere. Don't I have it? Tick. Did I remove it? No, max times to tick, times ticked, max times to tick. This one is exported, okay. Then let's have it also as export public double max time. I'm gonna rename this one max tick max ticks. Max time feels better, and max time is gonna be 0. Yeah, naming it max, you know how it is. Max, max, max. Okay, time passed is being incremented and time ticked is being incremented. Then we have camp process here, and now we handle ticks. We should also handle times. So if max time is more than 0 and time passed more than max time. So these are all conditions that you can't process anymore. And if you can't process, I'm setting in the process mode that the scenario state is finished. And that's okay. Now, I'm incrementing this no matter if this is above or equal to 0. Maybe I could skip the increments as well, because otherwise we're just incrementing the numbers without any real reason. So I could say if max time is more than 0, then we do the calculation of this. It's a small thing, but yeah. And even though those things are like longs and doubles, so they have like a lot of time. busy meat and potatoes. Oh, I forgot to ask, Logan, did you have blue screen of that, or all good? Okay. So we have can start now. No, can process this one. And what we can do is, actually what I want to do is have a protected virtual bool custom can process. Or can process custom. This is such a pain in the ass because I never really thought about it too much. Sometimes I name stuff like custom in front of can process and then I name it like that. Never really solved this problem, So what we do here, I slap this one in here as well. Custom, or can process custom. Level, if it equals false, we return false. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tap in here. Actually, this process can be private. Because custom process scenarios gets ticked after that. So let's make it private. Oh, it's good for now. So computers, you know how they are. Okay. This one is here. Now I want to see if I have some significant changes in the challenge. Reveal scenario. Okay. This is working in here. Now I could keep it more organized simply by overriding bool can process custom, passing in the level, and I'd slap this one in here. And then that is being called, but this kind of messes the readability, I believe. I mean, it's working here. But if I check it out here. Okay. Okay. So the conditions are always gonna be here, overridden, and then they are slapped in there. Let's first see if something broke. Oh, by the way, I did something yesterday. I tweaked a bit with the notifications. So that's a thing. For example, if somebody follows, I think that we will get a notification now. Like a green or blue dinosaur jumping on the F button. I don't know why it's F button, but it felt kind of nice. F is the starting letter of my name. What is that, dinosaurs? This is a clickbait. I'm not sure, dude. I'm really not sure. Dinosaurs is a full-fledged open-source interpreted programming language developed for the Godot engine. We don't need any more of those, I believe. But cool. Dinosaurs is written entirely in GD script. Now, I mean, love that the people are putting in the work for that, but it always is so absurd. For example, how we fuck with the hardware, how we make it less performant by always having new abstraction and new languages, you know, built on top of each other. Something happened. Something happened. I heard something. I'm not sure if I saw something. Hornpop.gov just followed. I saw it. Did you guys see it maybe? Yeah. That's an interesting choice, right? It's like... oh. Yeah. I mean, I respect the project, I respect the work and stuff like that. But I'm always... Siege Lord, by the way, I'm leaning always towards more of a C language. Back, you know, like trying C++. If I ever get enough financial stability to have a bit of time to F around, I'd go back to C++, I believe. It's the first language that I learned. Probably forgot about it, a lot of things. Especially I'd have to keep track of memory management. Oh, by the way, if somebody's interested in game development, I saw an awesome course. It's a dude that actually teaches, and he uploads the whole semester. I think this is Alberta, Canada, something like that. Or game development. He uploads the new course every single time, and you make your own little engine or something like that. What is his name? Oh, for crying out loud. The dude looked like Jesse from Breaking Bad. I have to find it. I have to give him the honor. I mean, I have to honor him. C++ class. Dude is very smart. I know that he... Yes, Dave Churchill. That's the dude. Guys, this dude, his classes, if anybody wants to, for hobby or to be more serious, check this one out. I love his content, especially how he explains everything. He also gives the tasks. You don't get the access to the files because, you know, he's teaching in the college, but the theory and everything regarding how they solve, for example, pathfinding, collision detection, and so on. Mwah. Perfectamente, I'd say. The C++ patterns and so on. Highly recommend him. Okay, now back to reality. Gonna try to slap play on this and see if something broke regarding uncovering that. I mean, he's really good at explaining stuff. I could listen to him all day. Okay. Is this a dungeon crawler? Hey, Count Carlson. It is, yeah, kind of. Overworld and then some dungeons and so on. So, currently I'm testing custom scenarios. If they still work, if I didn't break something, because I changed a bit of the logic and the parent class of scenarios. So what I'm currently doing is I wanted to trigger 3 of them, and then a minigame room should appear. Let's see, that's the second one, and the third one is there. I still want to spawn some kind of a creature that's gonna show you where the special room appeared. I guess it's not here. Ah. Houston, I think we have a problem. Or... yeah. This is a place here. It should have... opened. Let me see, do we have some errors regarding that? I guess not only about the mockshots. Let's see, let's see. I think, yeah. Problem. It didn't appear. It didn't unlock. So the underlying class didn't trigger. Now where did I mess this one up? And they killed Lilith. Let's see. Nope. Not a chance to get it. So, Next step that we can do is actually check what I messed up. Can process custom. This is override. The base class is somewhere here. And can process is being run always up there. Here. Max time was 0, and that was 0 custom process scenario. I got a feeling that this doesn't get ticked anytime. Okay, we'll try it out. Uno momento. Setting some breakpoints. Let's see. Level scenario, challenge. What is going on here? This one, and maybe we can slap one in here as well. Or here. Let's start it. In the editor itself, in Godot, I think that now we can take a look at the forest one, because that's where the custom scenario lives. Yeah, actually, I think I slapped it on what? On the challenge room, right? Of course. Challenge level reveal. Not started by default. Max time ticks. That's okay. I also wanted to add notifications if we want to display some notifications if something triggers. So that's something that we have to wire in as well. But now if we go a bit further. Okay, this goes through. Wait up. This can process equals to false, then it says finished. Whew, a long time since I wrote a commit, right? Ay. Level scenario resource, where are you? Level scenario resource. There we go. Yeah. Commitment issues, I agree, dude. That's a sad thing. If you're working on a project, you become sloppy. You can become sloppy like that. And sad to admit it. This sloppiness got me. Hey, I don't hear anything anymore. Now either the headphones died or... Hello. One second. Ah, it's trolling me. It's turning on and turning off. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I shouldn't be connected to Bluetooth anymore. 1 second. Then I guess... Ah, here we go. It's back, finally. Well, this thing regarding... putting it to finished is completely wrong. I know that you can't process it. That's okay, but changing the state here... No, hell no. This should be like a last thing that happens. Huh. Should it be? Because if we have some ticks and so on, and if we want to do... Huh. Aha. I'm thinking about adding this, like if I can process it again after I processed it, you know, I'm gonna end it. Otherwise, it has to trigger through here. Do I make any sense? False is gonna return the beginning if you can't process, but if you can process and something happens here that you can't process it anymore, hopefully, then I put it to finished. Okay? I think this one should be improving some stuff. Sure, man? I'm not sure, dude. It's a trial and error with me. Always. Okay, can process. Triggers here. It returns. Now we'll see. Now some breakpoints will trigger only after we step on them. Step on these little signs. That's first one. Come on, Lilith. Annihilate them. Ah, here's the second one. We're looking for a third one. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, third one is here. Okay, can process custom returns through. Then what happens? Custom process. Let's see, then it should trigger to finished, right? Teleporter enabled, that's okay. And then it set it to finish. Is that it? Did we do it? Oh, here's something. 2 holes. Yes, challenge room is here. And the bunny hunt is on. Annihilation time. There we go. Bunny, bunny, bunny. We're gonna do it, 23. We're gonna annihilate them. Wow. Come on. Guys, this is much harder than you think, you know? Much harder than it looks. Wow, here we go. We got the room, we can go back. Whew. They were spawn camping. There we go. Yeah! Yeah! With the horseman. Fusroda! So we fixed this one. Okay. Challenge level room reveal is working okay now. Now we're gonna go back to reality of unit spawner. And here I had an issue why I was implementing these count checks and so on, is because I wanted to see how many times it will spawn. Now, this doo-doo here also has to have now custom can process check overridden. So protected override void can process custom level. No, it's not void, it's bool, right? And oh no, I didn't copy it. Like this. And this one is returning false. And then we return true. I want my brackets. Okay. Looks good. Looks good. I think it looks good. Huh. Now we have to see if this logic works. It's gonna be interesting. Okay, we have to go to the forest 1 level. And I have to set here a custom scenario. It's somewhere in here. Let me see it. Challenge rooms, no. BOIs, no. Level scenarios, this one. Aha, so here I had like minimum number of scenarios and maximum number of scenarios that I could add. How do I populate this? Scenario controller. Randi range from map generation random. Weighted level scenarios, count is okay. Okay, so in theory, if I add, for example... Wait, why is this integer? This seems wrong. Weighted list level scenario resource. Scenario value, scenario key. That's wrong. I can't have key value pair by weight. Huh. I can't have integer by weight. Key here. I guess I was doing some mumbo jumbo here. Old sins, guys, old sins. Yeah, so this thing is gonna be much more simpler. I just have to find the similar one that I used somewhere else. This one, for example, simple weighted enemies. Where is scenario? There we go. Level scenario resource. You're gonna be bitching about the type, right? Of course you are. Okay, now we're gonna have errors in here when I init stuff with RNG. I duplicate the level resource when I use it. Old sins. Let's see, level resource. Duplicate, no. Item and weight. These are some old sins, guys. So I always try to make a runtime stuff in here in it. I pass in the random RNG, so it's always different depending on the RNG seed that I have. But why do I do these copies? I can't recall this. 2 years ago. La 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 la. I slap in the random level scenario weighted list something. This one. But this because I can pass in RNG in here as well. I don't have to init it with some, yeah, I get it. I tried to init everything with a custom RNG, basically generated somewhere else. Before that I didn't have like a parameter that would accept in the weighted list next function an RNG object. So I did this in initialization. That was an old way of doing it. But currently what I'm doing, what I can do is actually I can pass in here that. So this kind of loses a point here. Well, these are old sins. So I'm gonna start removing one. Scenarios weighted list. This one is okay. And I don't have to do any single thing with it. What I gotta do is I just gotta take a look which RNG should go in here. And the RNG is being passed here. Where do I edit this? In level generator. Is that the RNG? Is this one? Current run level generator. Okay. That one was being taken from that. Huh. But I know that I was messing a bit with more RNGs yesterday, so I added this. And this is the one that I want to use. So simply, okay. That's okay, that's okay. And then I just take the weighted level scenarios, which is wrong. RNG is a lie, exactly. RNG is a lie. If I go a bit lower, this thing, where are you? Where are you? Level resource. Weighted level scenarios, I can remove them. So this is gonna cry now, but we have weighted list now here. Weighted or something, scenarios VL. This one. And I pass in next. And of course I have to cast it. Like that, and then I don't have to cast it here anymore. Or do I? I do, because duplicate doesn't return typed value. So that's okay. So it's here. And we pass in the RNG global. Yo, by the way, 23, I saw that you played Final Fantasy VII, right? My favorite game, but not the remake and so on. I'm an OG fan. Current profile, and then I have run something, current run, scenario RNG. Yeah, it's the best game ever. #1. I'm a bit sad with the remake. I mean, I like the graphics and all. It is a remake. I'm glad that it's a remake, not remaster or something. So they give you something. They give you a curveball. A bit of a curveball, I can say. Let's see, what do I have in here? I think it's a diminishing weighted list or something else. Weighted list, okay. Yeah, about 7. One of the things that I didn't really like about it is that they made it feel like pretty generic in every area. With the things that I mean, you know, uncover the crystals, climb the towers. It's such a repetitive bullshit, especially for me, that I wanted to complete every single thing, you know. I really wanted to see all of the game, but by the time I got to Golden Saucer, I was so exhausted that I said to myself, you know what, I don't have time to do that. Don't really have the time. That's where they kicked so awfully away. Yeah. Didn't like that. You're also a completionist. Well, this Final Fantasy VII, it's such a time sink. I basically took a week off just to play it in the morning, you know. I had exhaustion. Played it like 50 something hours or 70 hours in total. I'm sad because the original felt so innovative. It didn't feel like a chore. You had mini games, like different mini games. You came to the new areas, you had new things to explore. It was really cool, but here you felt like, okay, I come to a new area, I have to climb the tower, I have to defeat the monsters there, I have to do that. It's just a filler content, for F's sake. I was so mad. I get it, you know, you want to fill the world. I'm close to finishing. Okay. I'm gonna shut my pie hole. That's the biggest problem. The story wasn't in the side quests. You know, you have like odd quests which give you something to laugh about. Okay, I guess that you probably past Union, or? Odd jobs were okay. So if you're gonna tell me that you're past, I'm gonna tell you what felt cool. Like a side quest. Yeah. But no, it didn't feel like a deeper story, I'd say. Okay. Well, anyway, side quest like in Union, it was cool where you had to jump like a frog and do stuff like that. That minigame, it was pretty fun. That you had Tifa moment, you know. That you have to go there. Maybe even a dolphin quest wasn't that terrible. But you know, running, killing. And that, oh shit, that annoying little brat. You know, that pops up, Chadley, or what was his name? What is his name? I literally, when I heard his voice, he triggered me so bad. Unskippable. Ugh. Yeah. Okay, back to work. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop raging. And then May, exactly. It was just, what the fuck, man. So yeah, love the graphics, love the art, but the filler was just, wow, don't do that. Okay, so now I'm copying this one, it's being initted. So that's okay. Good, let's build it. Let's see how it crashes, if it crashes. I mean, remake felt okay. The first part, kind of. Rebirth felt off. I'm impressed how much of game they squeezed in, but the problem is that it's very repetitive. But in remake, I didn't really like that you get exposed to Sephiroth so early. I don't know, did you play OG? OG is the best game ever made. And I'd be willing to sacrifice my hand for it. Yeah, I'd defend it so much. I think I've completed it around 5 to 6 times. That's a diminishing object. And now we need something new. We need a scenario. Oh, no, not you. Remove item. What are you? Don't. Scenario. Level scenario. Okay. Level scenario. Let's see. Unit spawner level scenario. Yeah. Oh, nice, nice. I was thinking about tattooing Comet, you know. Oh, I wanted to have the Comet logo tattooed on my chest, but yeah, didn't happen. One of the sad things is that I love the game, but I started to really hate everything around it, like Crisis, Before Crisis, or what it is. The whole additional lore that was made, you know. Because first one felt like such a perfect package, and everything else felt like an addition to milk it, you know. Even that Advent Children, yeah, okay. How the OG ended was already... Okay, now we have this one. So what I want to do is spawn. Yeah. I'm gonna try to spawn a unit. Let's say zombie. Max spawned units. 5 units per spawn. That is okay. Position, offset, range, reward, XP. That's okay. That's okay. Command on spawn. I'm gonna set it attack move or something. Not yet. Okay. We're gonna keep it empty. Spawn position. Around player. Closest to player. Prefer closest. Okay. From 5 to 10. But when will it trigger? I wonder now. There has to be count somewhere. Here we go. Max ticks. 2. Let's see what's gonna happen. This one's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna explode, but okay. Might as well just start it via code and place some debug points. Yeah. If I go to spawn unit, there we go. Yeah, setting the debug here, and let's disable all other points. Advent Children was good. Reno and Root got a chance to shine. I don't know, man. Cloud felt hollow. Not sure why. And so did Tifa, to me at least. I kind of... It's a long time since I watched it. A long time. But... the way the OG ended, it was perfect ending and everything. At least for me. You know that you see Red running with his cubs. That was... wow. And also that the imagination filled in so many blanks, probably. That's also one thing that I liked really much. Okay, the spawn doesn't trigger. Now, why is that? Custom process scenario. Doesn't happen. Do I do something in here? Does it even get ticked? Peeps, nothing ticks. Nothing ticks here. And then we have to put another one. Let's see this one. And this one here. Now if we restart the game. Okay, the count is above 0. No, it's not, because this is this first one. That is peak, man. Yeah. Berserk 1997. Man, that's a freaking anime that... I don't know what's with that year. That's the year that Final Fantasy VII was released, at least when I got it. And that's the year when I started to realize in which year I live. And the Berserk was also released that year. So... yeah. You were born? For real, dude? That's cool. That's super cool, man. So 23 says, I'm about 2 chapters left and I think I saw one stupid little spoiler about a year ago. It was literally just a red line. That some of the story is confirming. Don't confirm, but I'm concerned for the gameplay on additional games if they give lots of the same material format in Rebirth. The same... yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. If the same format's gonna be like... questing in the same type... yeah, that's... Okay. So I have waited list here. Problem is that this thingy has probably something 0. Variant value equals 0. That's the init. Wait by variant. I think this one could be looked. Yep. That check wasn't passing. Now I'm sure of it. I hope Chadley gets blasted to a moon. I hope they go back to adding more random minigame filler. Exactly. Agree on that, 23. Logan says, did you see there's a fan-made continuation of Berserk 97 being made on YouTube? I saw it. I can't wait it. I want to see it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna read manga, but yeah. 23 says, don't get me wrong. I loved playing Kingdom Hearts chasing Muggles. But shit. Yeah. Understand you. Otherwise, Logan, the author of Berserk, I think he died like a couple of years ago, if I'm not mistaken. But his team is still continuing. I'm also interested in manga. Not sure if I'm gonna read it, but man, there has to be a lot of gold in there. Like a lot. I mean, Final Fantasy VII had the best minigames like ever in the OG. You know, the whole snowboarding thing, I like the bikes, I like... all sorts of things. Chocobos were interesting. And it was really something. Oh, I got the bell. Be right back. Well, Logan, it's something that I really don't want to spoil, and I won't spoil it you. It's sacred to me, almost like Final Fantasy VII, completely the story and everything. So, hope that you'll enjoy it. I just told to myself, only Japan. Only in Japan you can create a cartoon like that. An anime. That's what I told myself at the ending. I was like, what the fuck? The breakpoint didn't trigger. Now why is that? I'm running it through here. This thing has issues here, huh? Count to 0, that's okay. I mean, I'm gonna tell you. No, I'm not gonna tell you. You just watch, okay? I'm gonna shut my mouth. I think that I already told you enough by saying that it's one of the best animes out there. Now why the hell did... Yeah, It's a fast watch. I actually started watching it when my son was, I don't know, a couple of months old. So he had to be nursed a lot, like he slept on every hour or something like that, hour and a half. And then I had some free time, and that was a perfect size of watching an anime, you know, like 20 minutes. And I was like, damn. Damn, son. I completely forgot to set it up or edit. Maybe that was the issue. Silly me. Now, in general scenario, we say that max ticks is gonna be 2. And it's gonna spawn 1. Maximumly, it's gonna have 2 of them. Now, I wonder if I go to level scenario, spawn something. This one. Okay, then I think we can start. Started watching it with my wife and she won't let me watch it alone now. It's practically Dark Souls, the show. Crazy seeing the numerous references in action. Yeah, I think that in Elden Ring, right? You have like inspirations from software, or what's the company? The dude said that, yeah, he was inspired a lot by Berserk. That big ass sword? That's Berserk. God's sword. It's so epic. I'd say epico. Okay, we go in now. Okay, it's being added. Now what's gonna happen? Return false. Okay. Count is 13. Oh, so this max spawned units is... Huh. It's taking the levels units. That's wrong. Holy shit. 600. They lost me when I saw that I have to face the same boss a couple of times. I know that I wasted tons of freaking times getting that moonwheel katana, or what was it? And then I had to go to some kind of an elevator to go somewhere up. And I saw that that's the same freaking boss, and I told myself, you know what? Nope. And I spent, I don't know, 40-50 hours, something like that. And I wasn't even close, man. Exactly. Whew, 140. Yeah, and you know, it's cool that the environment is telling stuff and so on, but still, it's such a mysterious world, I'd say. I felt kind of lost. I didn't get the whole story, the tarnished thing, and so on. Didn't read enough of material on it, or maybe. What is it? But I don't know, love-hate relationship with it. And probably I messed myself up by Reading too many stuff on the internet, and this is something that I'm never gonna repeat again. Like, you know, you should play it like that, you should play it like that, you shouldn't do like that. Then I thought to myself, fuck this shit. I should play the way that I want, you know. But then you start getting beaten up and you start looking up the guides and so on. It's not 97 anymore. Yeah. Problems with myself, not with the game. Okay, now this has a problem that it doesn't want to spawn more units. I just want to see mock spawned units. One thing happens here. So this is a global issue. Max spawned units is 100. Huh. I'm gonna tweak this one a bit. It's definitely a story that I only truly got by watching a plethora of YouTube videos. From Zuli the Witch and Vatid Vidya, okay. My wife immediately shut me down when I asked why she played Final Fantasy VII on easy. I just wanted to enjoy the story, not hard mode everything. Uh-huh. In a way, it's like Tunic, where a single person couldn't possibly comprehend the history. You absolutely have to rely on the community. Ah, she let the naughty dog lead her around with yellow flapping obvious things. Aha. Well, it's always whatever floats your boat, you know. There's just like this thing. I know that I have a friend who... He's like a Witcher 3 maniac, everything. And then, yeah, I equipped an armor because it had a better stat. And he looked at me like I was a freaking peasant. So, you're a numbers guy, you know. You know, you can have the same armor and then upgrade it and so on. And I was like, fuck that. I felt bad, you know. I like bigger numbers. Shut the fuck up. If I want to wear something that doesn't fit my outfit, I mean, you know. Sorry about raging. Gotta do something. Max spawned units. Now, there I have adjusted count. Okay, if I fail something, I can always add more. That's good. But this max number of active enemies and max spawned units, this count is... It's good. It has to be here, I know that. Yeah, so what I can do now, if I wanted to spawn, I'm just gonna increase max spawn units, that's okay. Like 100 or something, I don't care. But I'm gonna let it tick only 2 times. So this means that before it finishes... Yeah. It's gonna spawn only 2 zombies and then it's gonna finish. The scenario has to finish. I like Naughty Dog. I binged through all the Far Cry games last year over the course of a month. And it was great. The Tomb Raider games are somehow egregious with the red and white paint. And yet also impossible to find a way to go. That's interesting. Uncharted. You are forgiven, mate. It happens. To the best. For real? I think Uncharted wasn't it console exclusive for a while? I think that's why I skipped the whole thing. Exactly. That's the reason why I bought PS2, because I wanted to play Final Fantasy X. And I got it. And this max number of active enemies is killing me a bit. I'm not gonna look at it anymore. Why do I have 12 here? Is this for real? 1 second. That's like a bug in the config. Yeah, let's put it 50. Repeat. I made an extremely poor financial decision and got a PS5 a couple years back to play God of War Ragnarok. Another one that, yeah, passed me by. God of War. I know that first Far Cry was like ooh and woo. It was interesting. Especially the graphics and everything. 13 max number of 50. 1300. 0. Wait a minute. What? Level resource max number of enemies, of active enemies. I have 2 these things. What the hell? What was I smoking here? Why do I use this one? Min and max, just a second level generator. Enemies to spawn. Okay. You dude shouldn't be in here. You bad. Restart. I really liked Far Cry 2. Kinda like 3, but about halfway through 4 before I got tired of it. The closest game I've played to it since it's Ghost of Tsushima. That game got like very good scores, right? I remember. Souls-like or something like that, or? Okay. Let's see. Return false count. 0. Custom level loaded. Aha. Okay, maybe then it's gonna go through. Just a second. It has to load through. Another tick checks and it doesn't come to true. Wait by spawn direction. Problem with this. I'm gonna nuke this one. Too much mumbo jumbo. No need for it, definitely. And then here, let's nuke this one. Okay. By default, I'll say round player. Do I have some more camera references? This one. You know what? Get out of here. What about this one? Camera edge. Do spawn. Single resolve. Okay. World position is candidate 0. So the camera edge had that tile to world thing here. Don't need it anymore. Let's see, do I have something else that's dead? I think that should kind of be it. Insanely fun game. I'm waiting for Ghost of Yotei to go on a deep discount or available through PS Plus. Alright, I can't get this garbage to work. I assume that what I want just isn't possible at this point. Sleep on it, man, and you'll try it again. Probably it will come to you. I'm tapping out and going to bed. Dude, thanks for stopping by. Take care, man. Have a great rest. Alrighty, now I've removed the camera conditions, so yeah. Because the camera edge is basically the same thing like spawning around the player, but with that thing I can just simply say, okay, within a radius that's out of the camera view. It can be. Bye, man. Okay, the RNG seed is being populated. Here, that's okay. Then, let's see if true will turn. I think that we should see now somewhere zombies. What we don't, huh? Actually, I thought that there was some damage being done by an invisible entity. Is that possible? Because I know that hey, zombie is here. It's a zombie. So he appeared. We should at least see 2 of them when we start. Because the current condition is that this spawns without any preconditions. So that's okay. Okay. I see that I have a breakpoint set up again. Five to 10 tiles radius around me. Here it is. He spawned. So that's 1. And there should be a second one somewhere around. Maybe it's this? Is this a zombie? No. Other bad guys. So no other zombie, only one spawned. Or the other one spawned in the opposite direction. That's also a possibility, but I highly doubt it. Okay, pressure plate was here. No sign of other zombies. You know what? I just have to take a look what exactly I've placed in as a parameter to that thingy, to the scenario. So if we have scenario somewhere up here, let's see, I have 1 unit to spawn and its max tick is 2. Now, units per spawn. I know that there has to be some increase. Spawn count. This gets increased when I do the spawn. So it's just an increment. And it's being reset on the beginning of the level load, that's okay. But here we go, if I do spawn, I have adjusted count. Why doesn't it tick again? Just a minute, I want to see this tick 2 times. Because I have tick set on number 2, max ticks 2. Why is this like a floating number? Huh. 1 second, I'm gonna sneeze probably like a big boy. Sorry about that. Shouldn't be a floating point, that's for sure. The tick gets increased there, that's one thing. But one problem I have now is somewhere Thank you, 23. Above 0 times tick plus plus, that's okay. But spawn, 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 spawn. If I have units count, max spawned units. I want to see this one as well. Because max spawned units I have 2. No, 100, even 100, that's even more. I'm gonna keep it global. Global condition has to be taken in account here in the spawner. That's for sure, but okay. Come on, I need some speed. In terms of thinking. Not in substance, don't get me wrong. Pressing it, it's gonna play only once, but I wonder why does it stop playing the second time? Here we go. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Nai Kunard. Thanks very much. Naui Kunard. Sorry if I said it wrong. Do spawn. This is the first one. It goes in here. And I wonder if candidate fails. So the first one went through. But then let's see where did it spawn. And this is the second one. So it got ticked 2 times. So this is the first zombie and the second one, right? Or did I miss? This was the same one. Just a second. Slimies. Let's restart. Okay, first one returns through and the second one returns through. Okay, one spawn. Two. Only the distance is something messed up. So the count is kind of okay, but the distance is not okay. Ay, 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 ay. Sup, zombie looks like he needs more sunlight. Reminds me of someone. Well... It also reminds me of someone. Mr. Simon, you know, you're not very tanned yourself. If we go a bit further, boom. I just want to see where's the distance that we set here. Oh, spawn position filter random around player. Now I should have it from 5 to 10 radius. Probably. Like you said, IT turns you into a vampire. That's just how it is. No, Iconord. Otherwise, dude, you're also a developer or an artist or a viewer. I mean, you are a viewer, but you know what I mean. What are your hobbies? A gamer? Okay, this one spawned much closer, so that was okay, but what's with the second one? Issues with zombies. Other possibility is that he would be spawning somewhere there. That's also a possibility, because I have a range from 5 to 10. Looks like somebody killed a boar. No, not a zombie here. Sadly, no zombies. How come? I saw 2 spawns earlier. While that zoomed in. Let's see if the breakpoints trigger now. Yeah, first one triggered. The condition isn't wrong, but here I have world position. Okay. First regarding spawning unit was triggered. And the second one was triggered as well. Huh. It triggered 2 times. Now, here it's okay. This one came here. Not bad at all, but the second one... Like, what the hell, man? Where does he go? Is it a possibility that he would be spawning somewhere in the wall? That's always a possibility, but... Why do I doubt it? Restarting it again? I'm gonna take the world position looks. What happens actually? Okay, first world position is 22482584. Let me copy it. Let me open a notepad for something. That's the first position. Then the second one comes at a different position. Huh. Now I wonder, spawn single unit. I get the candidate positions first in the level itself, and if I have it around the player, get player tile and get circle candidates. Of course. Probably this isn't taking in account of all the free positions. It just takes the circle edge positions. Or pathfinding controller. Well, it is. It's creating a ring from origin tile with minimum radius and outer ring. Freaking bugs. You gotta love them. Okay, he spawned here. But where's the other dude? What's with the random one? candidates. Huh. Let's say if I set closest to player and I have 5 to 10, it should spawn it only on 5. Closest possible. Okay, starting again. Something happened. Nothing. You gotta be kidding me. Okay. Step by step. F it. So I have a get player tile, which is level. And I have, yeah, like unit player. That's okay. But here I don't have to do this conversion. What I can do is actually quite simple. I can say player, movement system, grid, something like that, or tile. Current position tile map. Get POI tile, that one is okay, probably. I get the POI types, the candidates, and then I have a chosen one, prefer closest POI. Okay, that's okay. If not, I take the random one. World to grid. It's okay. This one doesn't get run anytime soon. But get player tile is being used here when I spawn with get circle candidates. And the get circle candidates gives me what? If origin tile equals to invalid position, I just return empty, that's okay. Pathfinding controller, this is being stored here, so outer set is get circle edge positions. I don't want to do mumbo jumbo here. This is like trying to calculate the ring, like a donut shape. which isn't bad. It gives me a bit of a control. If I want to spawn something like between 5 and 10 tiles, that's okay. But it gets called twice in the code, but I don't see another zombie appearing. This is now what's bothering me. I know that I had an issue a bit of with spawning zombies like I mean spawning tree ants. That's one thing. So if I go to do spawn, here, this is taking into account if something is failing. That's okay. Spawn type is always triggering this one. I wonder when this is triggered. And what happens here? So F5 again. I mean, I thought that I solved that issue that I would be spawning too many. I mean, that I would be spawning units within walls. I don't think this is a problem. Because I tried to get the free position, right? Get free positions. With free positions, what do? I check if position has an obstacle. Yep. And the obstacle position check does all sorts of things. It is checking if the tile is within the bounds themselves. If it's colliding with something and so on. So I'll be okay. First spawn triggers. And it's spawning it in the world position 2344 2280. That's the first spawn. And the unit is valid. Then the second one is being triggered. Like here's 1, 2. Okay, now either this was a complete coincidence because I highly doubt that I changed something. Or why? I didn't change any significant now. Huh. Okay, now the spawn isn't triggering anymore. Which means that... Something ain't right here. Definitely not. Because Cam Process Custom isn't being triggered anymore. What else? On custom level loaded. Okay. If I go back to the level scenario controller, here I see that I have init level scenarios. And I just want to see, do I have some stupid reference here? Because the scenario itself is being duplicated, so what the hell? This is being called only in level scenario controller, which makes sense. It's being added by like a check here before I start picking stuff from it. And then scenario itself gets duplicated, which means that all of the things that are in there should lose the reference from the original, and that's being added to scenarios. Here. Something weird is going on here. Okay. Let's see the first breakpoint. It is duplicating it, so that's not a problem. And on custom level loaded is being added. I'm setting the RNG of the scenario, that's okay. And custom process scenario, I didn't have a breakpoint set up. One more time. Do spawn first, do spawn second. But nothing happens. Okay, restart again. I wonder if this fail unit spawner level scenario gets called. No valid spawn positions found. You gotta be kidding me. First one. So it runs 2 times in the beginning. It doesn't get any circle candidate position that it's valid. Yeah, it's invalid. And again, chosen one invalid. What the fuck? But which one is being called in here? I wonder one thing. Not everything is still populated here. Huh. But anyways, the tiles should be there. Hmm. 5 to 10. Around player. What if I do 0 or 1 to 10? Is this gonna increase the chances? In theory, it should increase the chances of spawning something, but still. Weird. Okay, it spawned here now. That was first one. What about other one? It spawned here as well. Okay, let's restart it again. I kinda don't believe it that 5 would be such a limitation that there wouldn't be a free space. In theory, there should be a free space. Because whenever you're facing somewhere, you can still travel for more than 5 tiles, you know? The map isn't so small. Now what happened here? 5 to 10. Let's see. Nothing appeared. And that's a problem with generating stuff by help of LLM, because I wrote the collision detection and stuff like that by myself, if position has obstacles and so on, and it works for the population of everything. Now, here, with this thing, the issue has to be somewhere here. Mm-hmm. 2 years ago. Love it. Let's see, do I hit always the candidates? And yeah, by the way, let's add the scenario in the test level itself, because otherwise we always have to just run to another level and so on, and that's kind of boring. Object. Elder Glade. Let's copy this weighted list. Back to level here. Paste value, make unique. And what could I do here? Yes, I could simply just hit play. No, is it gonna start or no? I guess not. Minimum radius in tiles is 1, that's okay. But what happens to the candidates? Candidates are 32, okay. And then let's see which one gets chosen. So get point with shortest path, that's okay. And return best point. Best point currently is invalid position, so that's okay. But what did I pass here in? Target position is 128, 145, that's okay. This one shouldn't be bad. So this is only for fetching the candidates, which is okay. But what happens then? Best point isn't invalid. No, it is. Fuck me. Why? Best point invalid position. What's going on here? Candidates to check. Is 32. I'm gonna try one more thing. I can add level scenario condition resource, where we're gonna evaluate time, if certain amount of time has passed. And I think if I delay it for a second or two, everything then is populated already. I think then this could be an improvement, that it will start checking for some stuff, collisions and so on a bit later. Just a second. If I have a level scenario conditions somewhere. Let's put them up here. Condition resource. Up here. And we're gonna add a new one. Create script. We're gonna definitely have this one because one of the cool things is that you can offset, delay some events from happening, scenarios from playing. So level scenario, time condition. Okay. If we go a bit up and I start inheriting from the condition, what I do simply here is we're gonna export and public double wait time or something. Time to pass. Like this. And somewhere in level, or somewhere there, I think that I have to have some kind of a time tracker. Do I? let's call this one public time passed in level. Do I have any timers here? No. Let's see. What's the filter timer? Something like that. Timers. I have a battle timer, scenario tick timer. But I think this has its own controller now. Yep. 1 second. If I have a scenario tick timer. Test level. Why do I keep track of this one out here? I should have a centralized time, and I'm gonna have it centralized on in the level node itself. Gonna rename it level timer. Like that. And it's gonna be auto starting and ticking every second. And level we're gonna say timer. Call it level timer. Measures time and level. And we have to have it here because the thing is, if I would measure it with some kind of delta checks when the engine started and so on, that wouldn't take account the pause. And the timer itself is pausing if I set the game state to be paused. If I make any sense now for you guys. And let me put this here. Now I could do level timer, capital case, and then the subscribe to events. I'm gonna say measure time. Measure time. And what I do here is time passed in level equals to level timer wait time. So every second we increment this. Then we know how much time we've spent in the level itself. And then in the condition to time to pass. we can simply say level time passed in level more than time to pass. And maybe we can add a condition. Public bool invert. And maybe the invert can be lifted to the parent itself. And what I could do here is basically say that I have public bool, it's not a virtual, but we have protected bool evaluate custom, which gets the same parameters. And then, because the invert is here, we could try being smarter. And in case of an invert, I'm gonna understand this more easily in the future. Else we just evaluate custom. Level scenario resource, and now in every child we override the evaluate custom. That's okay. Protected. There we go. And we have a couple of other ones. Protected. Okay. The base one is here, and invert is equal to false. Good. This is a base structure now, and I think that level scenario takes into account the conditions. Process, or just a second, level scenario. Conditions are taken in account, and can start in here. Okay, now I build it and I'll try to put in a delay for that spawner to appear. This invert condition gives us possibility. For example, the scenario exists only for the half a minute, or we can offset it by half a minute. But forest 1. Here I can add conditions now. Notifications, general conditions. I create a new one, time condition. And time to pass has to be 5 seconds before we start doing that. It's a theory. We're gonna see if it works in practice. Well, it's doing something in the background. Did it fail? Holy crap. It failed miserably. Null reference up. Yeah, of course. What happened before that? Level subscribe to events. I think that we don't have the right reference to the level timer, or do we? That's the only explanation I have. Huh. $222. 200 and... okay. But why? If I start it now. Oh, it spawned 2 zombies without any big issues in here in the starting area. But what happens in here if we go a bit further? Error. Of course, because I have renamed timers and everything. Guys, I gotta take a leak. I know what's the problem, but be right back. Back. Alrighty, so this level timer, I have timers in other levels. The thing is that I don't have a lot of levels because there's a lot of procedural generation going on, so I just have to rename a couple of scenes here and there, and that's it. And of course, test level has a good one, recording has a good one, and tutorial. This one has to have another one as well. What's that, 23? I don't get this emote. There we go. Oh no, level timer is ticking at 1 second here. It should always be ticking at 1. And auto starting. Tutorial. Ah, I was jamming to the music. Good one, good one. There we go. Starting now. There shouldn't be any problems with the subscriptions anymore here. I think that, yeah, it will subscribe and it's gonna spawn a couple of zombies a bit later, but the issue I have is, why do we need this freaking delay? Why do I need it? How much of delay did I set? Of course nothing here, right? Because that's a forest 1. Forest 1. And here we have, what is it called? Scenario. I have it. Time to pass 5. Come on, son. Okay. Starting it like that. I don't know, it's a weird day today, I say. I went to sleep a bit too late yesterday. Can't really run on 5.5 hours. See, it's impacting my language. Okay. Okay. One tick happened. Other tick happened. Whew. Okay, on start it started. Challenge level reveal, that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But this one didn't. Scenarios, huh. Can start is true. But scenario state is not started. Okay, it should trigger now. On started, it did. That's okay if I go in it and spawn. But it doesn't freaking trigger, or are you kidding me? Is the tick issue happening here? When did I go to sleep? I think it was 1:30, something like that. But you know how it is. Children and dog. You wake up early. I was playing a video game. For research purposes. Max time is more than 0. No. Where is it? Where's the... No, not the chat. Where's the Steam itself? Despot. This one. I have 100 hours in this game. I can't believe it. Yep. But... yeah, it's just something that I install every couple of months and then I play it a bit. And then I forget about it. Rinse and repeat. No, I should call this deep dive, you know. Oh man. Trying to keep the straight face, huh guys? This is what happens. With this amount... oh, we have a spammer. Spammer gets the hammer. Let's see. How could I... ah, block. There you go. Papa. Try speedrunning on installing yourself. Well, this one here doesn't have any problems. Now, I have to get to another one. To this one here. It's already 12 o'clock, come on. Wow, today feels like I didn't do anything because I didn't, really. Holy crap, what a waste of time was today. Oof. I mean, I hung out with you guys, but this is just a bad day, I guess. Just one of those days. Yeah, this is a solo project, exactly. Evaluate custom. $52 is much more than that. What if I go here? Thanks for being positive, dude. Let's see, where's evaluate getting triggered again? Here. can start through. This.id. Empty. Great. Can I get the type? No, type off or what? You know what? This goes out. And here I have then conditions. Yeah, that's the one. It says can start through, but what is calling this? On scenario state. I trigger on started. Huh. I don't change the state for that packer, do I? Wait a minute. Challenge something. Started. Running. Come on, scenario state. In progress. Where do I set in progress? In here. That only happens in this. Yeah. You know what? I think I have a problem here. Because on started, it's not changing the state of the whole scenario, so scenario resource on started. Should change the scenario state to in progress. Now I think that we have some options to get lucky and see some progress. Okay. Custom process scenario, don't have to do it anymore. I'll leave the spawn, it's gonna take 2 times, that's okay. Not a problemo, but now the spawn should happen after 5 seconds in here. Okay, time to pass, don't need to check it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On started has triggered, before that it didn't. Do spawn, come on. Do the spawn for me. Let's see. It didn't get any errors, so that's 2 zombies in here. Okay, if I restart and try it all again. In a more dense area, maybe that was a problem. Let's see. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I saw it spawning and it found a free position. Finally, guys, after 3 freaking hours. Oh, So I guess the main issue was actually that I didn't start the whole thing. I mean, no, not that, but that I had to kind of delay the spawn a bit. But that's what's making me nervous, because I thought that by the time I'm starting to run the scenario, everything is okay, everything is all in place. But I guess it's not. Now instead of messing with this whole victory fanfare, exactly. Oh. Wait up, wait up, wait up. Okay, they came here. Restart. No. Unit spawner level scenario, no valid spawn positions found. F it. Do you like pirates? Not really. Not a fan of big pirates. Pirate games. Black Flag, probably the only pirate game I ever played. But, peeps, one thing, I'm sure. I'm gonna stop for today. Gonna fix it offline the stream. I don't want to bore you with this, because, yeah. Boring part, but very necessary, because then we reuse the same unit spawner level scenario for so many things that it's gonna make you sick. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. Rejuvenate with some additional probably caffeine in my bloodstream. So, have fun. Have a great rest of your day and see you guys. Okay? Okay. Thanks. 23, enjoy, man. Simon, everybody. Bye bye.